We were explaining yesterday how Hashem made us work for two reasons. In order for number one, to test us, to see if we are serious and dedicated to Him. And number two is in order to make us productive, because if we would be having so much free time, then we could chas v'shalom fall into the pitfalls of the Yetzer Hara. So therefore Hashem made us that we have to do effort, exertion in order to bring the parnasa, the babki home. So therefore, He says, so it's actually a compassion, it's a chesed that Hashem made us that we're busy with effort and putting parnasa in the world and getting in parnasa for ourselves from the world. And He says that what? But then comes out according to this: if you serve Hashem properly and you go out of your way to pass the test and you don't fall in the pitfalls of Yetzer Hara even though you're working, He says, and you choose to have fear of Hashem, you live a life where you put Hashem first, you put your trust in Hashem first, you put your spiritual matters first, what happens? Shaar min advarim megonim, you also steer away from all those bad negative traits, and you try to get good traits, you work on yourself, you learn musar, you dedicate time to learn Torah, you push away all those bad concepts and bad mentalities of the people around you, you're not lazy, and you push yourself to be the best person you could be. He says, what? And you don't follow all the attractions and distractions and things that people chase in the world. You don't jump on the wheel of the rat race. You're not trying to be like everybody else. Hashem will remove from you the burden of putting major exertion to bring your parnasa. Rather, you will get what? Easy parnasa. Parnasa without a lot of effort. Why? He says because there are two reasons why Hashem made us work hard for parnasa. It doesn't apply to you anymore. To test you, He already sees that you're passing the test, so He doesn't have to make you go through the hard test of parnasa anymore. You're going to go and maybe you're going to fall. If you have too much free time, you're going to fall in the Yetzer Hara's pitfall. No, look, you use your free time in the small time you have left from your parnasa. You used it for Torah. You used it for not to fall to the Yetzer Hara. So Hashem says, I don't need to put a lot of exertion on you anymore. So therefore, that's what it means essentially when you have Habitachon, that you're going to have to work less. You're going to have to work, it's going to work easier. Work is going to be easier for you. Why? Because you're showing Hashem that you passed the test and that you're not giving in to the Yetzer Hara. If so, it's a little bit difficult to understand that what? That this is not easy though. It's very easier said than done. You know how many people chase the money and chase the car and chase the party and chase the house and chase the vacation and chase that lifestyle and get rich quick and not have to work hard and press a few buttons on the computer and make some money. Everybody wishes to have that lifestyle, right? But it's hard to get there. You have to really push yourself. And a person, a lot of times, we're going to see in a second, your person gets overwhelmed and he wants to give up. Why? Because he sees people who are not so religious. He sees people who are not so dedicated to Hashem. They have everything. Their parnasa costs are very easy. And the guy who's waking up every day for nets, he's learning Gemara every day. He's working himself musar. He's breaking himself spiritually to become a better person. And it's very hard for a parnasa. He has to slave away and he has to put so much exertion. And the question is why? And therefore, these things combined, the alluring influence of the physical world out there, right? And the social media we have today. And all these things draw you towards, I want this and not Torah and mitzvot. And on top of that, even when I want Torah and mitzvot, it's not so rewarding. So therefore, it makes me even harder to push myself. So therefore, he says that's why you get a lot of reward when you do this. And therefore, Hashem will give you the great blessing where you could be like a guy who comes to work at 11, leave at 2, learn in the morning a lot, learn in the evening a lot, have a lot of free time in order to go be busy with your organizations of chesed, we go and busy with your family, busy with the community, and therefore, a person gets a major reward when he overcomes these big tests. He says, maybe you're going to ask me, we see tzaddikim, they work very hard for the parnasa. It doesn't come right away, easy peasy, like you mentioned. See, for he says, you should know this is an age-old question. Even the prophets asked this. Even Moshe Rabbeinu was asking Hashem for this. He says, the pasuk in the Varim, he says, the hidden matters are for Hashem, the real matters are for us. It's too complex to know why every single person has what he has. We don't know why he has the difficulty he has. And we have to know the pasuk in the Parshat Ha'azinu, Atzur Tamim Paulo. Everything Hashem does, He's a perfect. His perfect is his work called Varacha Mishpat. All his ways are justice. So first we have to know everything Hashem does for the best. We can't have questions on Hashem. But on top of that, he says a few reasons. He says, could be he's a tzaddik in general, but could be he did a grech just now. Could be he just did a sin, so that's why he's recently having to work hard for with this kaparat avonot that he just did a sin. Or number two, or maybe this guy has some sins in general in his life, and he wants to get all the suffering here, and he wants to get only olam haba in the world to come. Don't get home. So for some people, they get cleansed for their sins in this world, and they don't have to suffer in the next world. Or some people, they get good in this world, they have grechs, and then they have sins, and they go to olam haba. They first go to Gehinnom, suffer a little bit to cleanse those sins, and then they go to olam haba. But some people get their Gehinnom in olam hazeh. So therefore, that's why they say, if a guy has a bad wife, you go straight to Gan Eden. Why? Because you had all the Gehinnom over here. So you see that some people, that's the way it works. Therefore, he says, those are two reasons. We're going to say more next time, but that's the two reasons why a person cannot judge from this that a righteous person suffers